After we discussed some strategies that we could use against the lynch, I jumped into the portal and we were ready. When we entered, we already knew where it was. It was in that tower, it was in another one. A bit far away, but we knew where it was. So we started walking and running to reach it. Luckily, after we arrived, we saw this giant tower and we knew that he was in there. So we break our way in with with my atomic disassembler and we started searching for the lynch. Because this was a big tower, it wasn't easy to find it, so we got lost pretty quickly. Really quickly. We didn't know where it was. But then one of my friends knew that it was in the central tower. So I started breaking blocks like every Minecrafter does to reach them as quickly as possible because the lynch is pretty powerful and can easily kill you in a few shots. There were some books flying around, but they were just a little problem, nothing big. And so I started climbing the stairs, trying to find this ledge. After some climbing, we had a problem. The staircase was broken, so I took some blocks and just placed them to make like a passage or something. Then there was this skeleton that was a bit dumb, so he decided to jump off the edge, but not that's not my fault at all. And there it was, the lynch. This thing create clones of himself, so we needed to find the real one. Unfortunately, he was pretty good at hiding, so we couldn't find it. The clones were a bit darker than him, so it was a pretty easy task to identify the original one. But the problem is we didn't know where it was. These clones launch like fireballs that are pretty strong and can kill you in one shot, so we needed to be careful, really careful. So I headed back down to see if the lynch, the real one, was there, and there it was. Unfortunately, one of my friend died by one of the fireballs that, as you can see, deals a lot of damage. I mean a lot, look. It took me 3 Earths, but luckily I got my Iron Golem pet that gave me 10 other Earths, so I was really in a good position. We started shooting at him. The problem is we couldn't damage it because of the shields. Luckily, if we were close enough and one of his magical spheres hit him in the shields will broke. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to redirect his flying balls or something to him so the shields can break. As you can see, I've already broken 3 shields and there remains only 3 other shields because in the start he had 6 one. After some spam clicking, hoping that the shields will crash, and with no evident results, I broke another shield, luckily. I just retreated a bit just to heal, because I didn't want it to die, because this thing deals a lot of damage, as you can see. It can almost kill you in a few shots, and it was full maxed armor, so it's pretty strong for a boss. Luckily, we were in 2, one not 3 because one of my friend died before for one of the fireballs that this lynch threw at him, and so we added downstairs because he retreated there. We started hitting him again, hoping that the balls that he launched will destroy his shields, and so it did. Only one shield remained, and we needed to destroy it. There were a bit of chaos, but luckily, after a lot of trying, we destroyed the shield. Now we just needed to hit him and hit him. until he dies. Luckily, we have a pretty strong sword, so we kill it in a few shots. And we killed the lynch. But this wasn't the last boss. This is one of the first ones. We got a trophy, some ender pearls, and my friend who died before got himself some gold enchanted armor. That wasn't great, but at least it was something. So after we organized our inventories, we headed out of this tower and we went to the next boss. The next boss was a pretty far away, so we did a pretty long walk to reach it, but we will reach it. So here we go. The next boss was Yetis. Yeah, an alpha Yeti. That's the problem. And he was pretty angry and he was throwing like ice blocks at us. Luckily, with our bows, we killed him pretty easy. We dealt some damage pretty easily. In fact, he was not as strong as I thought. Then he sat down. Maybe he was tired of something. Unfortunately, the arrows didn't work on him anymore, so we needed to attack him with our swords. I started killing some Yetis because they were annoying. They grab you like or something, and then one of my friend killed the boss, and so we killed another one. This one was too easy, I think, like super easy, because we just shoot him with an arrows and then hit him once with the sword, and so we needed to head to the next boss. The next boss was the Ice Queen, and I think and I thought she was really powerful because she lived in a giant structure that you can see in the distant horizon. That giant thing made with really weird blocks. So we headed right into it. Luckily, it was pretty close to the Yeti boss zone, and I started digging into the walls, but that turned out pointless because it was all made of ice. So I needed to go back, yeah, and climb with the water bucket. After we got on top, we noticed some penguins. They were actually pretty cool. They were doing nothing bad to us, and they were really, really nice to see. So then, after saying goodbye to the penguins, we added back to this giant fortress made out of weird blocks that I discovered are aurora blocks or something, and they change color. I don't know, but we started searching into this castle. Unfortunately, it was pretty pretty big and but really really big. There were many rooms and we didn't know what to expect, so we went really carefully. Here we found an ice sword, but it's not as good as my other one, like as my atomic disassembler, that it deals around 20 of damage. That is a lot. I took some loot just to up something new because I'd never seen that. And after some parkour attempts that I miserably failed, I tried to reach the top of this tower. Maybe the queen was there. Because we didn't have a clue where it could be. We knew it was there, but we didn't knew where it was. So we started climbing and climbing and climbing and searching in more rooms. And after searching and searching, I found something. I found some guardians and some ice spirits or something like that. They were pretty easy and they dropped me some armor, but they some weak armor, so I didn't need it. I just took it to to see if it was good. Then I found an ender bow, which I didn't have a clue what it could do, and I still don't have a clue. But then I continued. Then I saw this ice course of some sort, and I killed them easily and took all a bit of loot that was in this chest. It wasn't good, but better than nothing. Then I was a bit confused. I didn't know where to go. So what I did, I break outside and I started climbing with my water bucket like any pro Minecrafter will do. I wanted to reach the top. Maybe the queen was in there. I didn't know. And so I started climbing with the water bucket because it was like my only option. After a bit, I found it. It was in the tallest part of the tower, the Snow Queen. It was pretty hard to hit because he had these ice cubes of some sort that rotated around her. And I didn't want to kill her right now because I wanted to wait my friends. Luckily, this queen was a bit dumb and he rotated around me and he attacked me with some weird ice crystals that were really weak, and so I headed straight outside and waited for my friends. But they were really slow at climbing because water climbing is slow. We all know it. And so I searched them, but I couldn't see them anywhere. Luckily, one of them told me that they were in the other side, so I went there. I made myself a hole so I can see them better. But the Snow Queen continued attacking me with his weak attacks. So here there was, I could see his name tag, one of my friend's name tag. He was climbing. So I helped him. I placed a bucket of water to help him because I didn't want to waste any more time for this weak and I don't think it was strong queen. I don't know. The thing is, while I was helping my friend, the queen was still trying to attack me with no success. So we were in two, but where our third friend? So we headed back to see where it was, and it was on top of the tower. He went too high, but luckily with a bucket of water, a really powerful item I can say, he came down and we started killing the queen. Luckily it was pretty easy to kill, like we killed it in a few shots. I let my friends kill it because it was too easy. And we got another trophy and a tree bow that was pretty cool. I didn't know what it did, so I wanted to test it out. What this tree bow does. So the ender bow, I didn't know what it does. Maybe it zooms you, but the tree bow shoots 3 arrows at once, and that's pretty cool. I still didn't have a clue what this bow does, and I preferred my electric bow to this ender bow. And so we were after defeating 3 bosses of the Twilight Forest. We needed to defeat many more, but for this time, we ended up doing a like lightning show with this lightning dragon of my friend.